Okay, Haxorus is an absolute monster. This video is going to show you why. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we're having a battle in the UU tier versus Lazy Boy from the Discord server. Go ahead and join the Discord server. It's the best place to go for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles right now. There is a link in the description down below. I've also noticed that only 36% of people watching this video right now are actually subscribed to the channel. So just double check you subscribe, because chances are YouTube's unsubscribed you. And if you weren't subscribed in the first place, then why not subscribe? It's free, it helps me out, and I really appreciate it. Anyway, with that being said, let's jump to the team preview. Tyler's brought some fire. He's got a Pawmot, a Rotom Mow, Tyranitar, Salamence, a Tinkaton, and a Donphan. Pretty awesome looking team. Tinkaton's always a big threat. I think we're actually quite safe to lead with Rotom. They don't really have much for Rotom, so I think I'll lead with Rotom, and then we'll just kind of go from there. And the battle begins! So Tyler's going to lead off with Rotom Mow as we lead off with Rotom Heat. Pretty good matchup for us, and we're going to go straight for that Volt Switch. They might go into the Donphan. I don't think they'll go into Donphan to take an Overheat, though, because Overheat's pretty obvious right now. They're going to go for a Trick, which is interesting. So Trick comes through. We could very well have the same item as you, which is an interesting choice, but they're going to go ahead and give us a Choice Scarf, and they get some leftovers. So we're going to go for a Volt Switch real quick, get on out of there. And that means we get a free switching with whatever we want. So now that we know that they are probably max speed and they're not defensive or anything like that, we can probably safely go into our Gengar and fire off a Sludge Bomb right now. Which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to fire off a Sludge Bomb in its face. In its face. There we go. Gengar comes in. It's floating! It's the floating Gengar! I love it! This Gengar's one of them Pokemon that randomly float. And I think it depends on the Pokemon that you're opposing. Like, obviously this Rotom's floating, so maybe that's why it's floating. But it's pretty awesome. Like, it makes sense if I had the Levitate ability now that I decided to do this. But anyway, Tinkaton switch is obvious, so I'm going to go ahead and go for a Trick right now. We don't see the switch. We don't see the switch. So we're going to Choice Scarf the Rotom again, which is interesting, and we're going to get some leftovers, so that's pretty awesome. They go for a Volt Switch. It's going to do a lot of damage to us. There we go. The floating Gengar. The floating Gengar, ladies and gentlemen. You got to love it. Got to love it. In comes Tinkerbell. So Tinkerbell comes in. Tinkerbell is obviously the Tinkaton. I kind of expected them to bring that in the first place, but I guess they were happy to try and take a Sludge Bomb from Gengar on the Rotom. We get leftovers recovery anyway now, which is not too bad. What I'm going to do now is, though, I'm going to go straight to Forretress, because we're definitely going to see something like a Stealth Rock or a Gigaton Hammer right now, or a Knockoff. There we go, going to withdraw our Jester, and we're going to go into our Forretress, the Alcatraz, the Impenetrable Fortress. As they do go for a Knockoff, that's going to knock off our Rocky Helmet, but we do get some Rocky Helmet chip in return, which is always nice. I'm thinking of setting up a layer of Spikes, but they've got the Donphan right there. They also have nothing. Forretress does really well actually against this team. I think I'll go for a Volt Switch here, though. I think I'd have to go for a Volt Switch. So they go for a Stealth Rocks. They Stealth Rocked right in the face of a Forretress. That's pretty interesting. So we'll go for a Volt Switch, and we'll get a free switch on this Tinkaton, no problem. With something that can hopefully KO it. So let's see how that goes for us. I think we're going to be good if we just go into Rotom and Overheat. I think that's a good play. I think that's a real good play. I think we just go to Rotom and Overheat, don't we? We'll go Rotom. We'll go Rotom. We do get some Stealth Rock damage, which is unfortunate, but I'm pretty sure we can definitely take this thing out of an Overheat. I think they go ahead and switch, though. I'm half tempted to go for a Will-O-Wisp. I think I go for a Will-O-Wisp here. I think I definitely go for a Will-O-Wisp here. I think that's the right play. They're going to withdraw Tinkerbell. Are they going to go into the Donphan, or are they going to do Tyranitar? Tyranitar's a good one. Nice Smile comes in. Why on earth did you bring that in against a potential Overheat? I have no idea. It's worked out in their favor, though. It's worked out for them. So, like, you know, I'm a bit shell shocked. I should have gone straight for the Overheat. You know what? Next time this happens, I'm just going to go straight for the Overheat. That seems like the best course of action. So if we expect a Volt Switch here, we can go straight into our... They probably trick us, right? No, they wouldn't trick us. They wouldn't trick us. I think we go Tyranitar here. I don't think they go for a Leaf Storm, that's for sure. I think they go for either a Volt Switch or a Trick. And give us another choice scarf. So we'll go ahead and go into BANGIRAS. The Tyranitar. Get the Sand up, which is going to boost our special defense. We are a physically defensive Tyranitar. So we're going to eat this Volt Switch up like it's nothing. There we go. There we go, because of the Sandstorm boosting our special defense. Our special defense right now is actually higher than our physical defense, so it's pretty awesome. Anyway, Tinkerbell comes in. Tinkerbell is a very good switch there. Tinkerbell is a very good switch. If you're wondering why I have Fire Blast on here, it's because through my experience on testing this team on Showdown, I've managed to catch a lot of Forretress and Scizor off guard with it, which is always useful. And you got to have that surprise factor in some of your mons, because it really helps out with the battle. You know, again, that surprise factor. Obviously, I wouldn't Fire Blast this thing because it's got a really good defense. I think I'm going to go Rotom. So we'll go Rotom again. There we go, Rotom. Comes on in. We'll go Rotom, come on in. And this time, we're just going to go straight for an Overheat. So let's see what happens here. So they go for a Gigaton Hammer. We should be able to take that, no problem. Yeah, we eat that like it's nothing. 4 times resisted, that is. So unfortunately, Sandstorm does dig in, and we've got no leftovers. But I'm pretty confident we can take this thing out with Overheat. Pretty confident. So I'm going to attempt it anyway. We'll go for the Overheat. Try and get the KO on this thing. They do stay in, which is interesting, as the Overheat doesn't even KO, because it's a specially defensive Rotom. So they go for a knockoff, which knocks off our choice scarf. So that's gone for good now. We're going to get buffed by the Sandstorm a bit. But I'm pretty confident that we can just go for a Volt Switch here. I'm fairly certain they'll switch out. And I kind of want to save my Rotom for fodder later on. So I'm going to go for a Volt Switch. You go for a knockoff, they outspeed us because Tinkaton's quite fast. For a low, you know, when you look at it, you don't think it's fast. But for what it is, it's actually really fast. So we lost our Rotom, which is unfortunate. We never want to lose a Rotom. I think it might be time to crack open the Haxorus. No, we need to get rid of something first. We need to get rid of some stuff first. I think our best play is probably going to be Forretress. Yeah, I'm going to go Forretress. I'm going to go straight for a Rapid Spin, get rid of these Stealth Rocks because they're really annoying. Yeah, let's go for a Rapid Spin real quick. You go for a knockoff, which isn't going to do much damage to us, as we go for a Rapid Spin, and that's going to do a decent bit of damage to them. Not really, it did nothing to them, but you know what I'm trying to say. It did some chip damage. So the Sandstorm is going to subside now that it was bothering my Forretress. And I think it's time we whip out the offensive spread on the Forretress. I think it's time we whip out the Body Press, because they're probably going to go for a Stealth Rocks again. So let's go for a Body Press. They go for an Encore. Interesting. So we get locked into a Rapid Spin, which is doing less damage than their leftovers are recovering. So that's great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch into Gastrodon here. Gastrodon seems like a solid one. We haven't whipped out the Gastrodon yet, so why not, eh? Why not? So we'll go into Salty, the Sea Slug. They do withdraw Tinkerbell. What are they going to go into, though? Well, that's the real question. Are they going to go Salamence? Raw. That's got to be the Salamence, right? That's the Salamence. Nice and shiny. Gotta love it. So, Intimidate comes through, which is unfortunate. I don't have Yawn on this one. I have Spikes. I don't know why I have Spikes, actually. I should have just put Yawn on it. Yawn would have been great in this situation. We definitely don't want to see them... We definitely don't want to... We don't know what set this is yet. I'm going to set up a layer of Spikes just to scout to see what they do. They go for a Draco. Okay, cool. So the special Salamence. We do avoid the attack, which is great. We're going to get up a layer of Spikes real quick. It looks like if we can get up another layer of Spikes, we're going to force the Donphan to come in. Which should be great. So I'm going to go for another layer of Spikes. They drop a Draco again. We're going to eat that up, though. Especially defensive AF. And the special attack's going to drop from it. So we get another layer of Spikes, which is great. That's going to really help because Tyranitar, most of the team's grounded except from this and the Rotom. So that's definitely going to help out a ton. So let's see how we are going to do this. Let's go for a Recover now, and then we'll go for another layer of Spikes if they stay in. I don't think they stay in here though. They're going to withdraw. Okay, they're going to withdraw. Are they going to go Rotom? Are they going to go Rotom? Mini Tusk. They go into the Donphan. Okay, Donphan comes in. This is our opportunity. So we're going to go for a recover. They are heavy duty boots on Donphan, which is good to note. And we get all our health back. Now I go for a Surf because they're definitely going to go for a Rapid Spin, right? They go for a knockoff, which is fine by me. It's going to do a lot of damage to us. And we go for a Surf. That's going to do... Oh, nearly takes it out, which is great. Really great. So let's go for another Surf real quick. And they might go for an EQ. They go for a Rapid Spin. Rapid Spin still does a lot of damage as well. That's crazy damage. That's crazy damage. Donphan's really good. I mean, Donphan on their team is fainted right now. But it's still a really good mon. I usually use it on my UU teams. Nice Smile comes in, which is the Rotom. So this thing can obviously Leaf Storm us in the face. We don't want to stay in against this thing. Just thinking what our best switch is. Probably Forretress. So we'll go Forretress real quick. There we go. Forretress comes in. There we go. They go for a Trick. Oh, great. So they're going to trick us probably a is it a Choice Scarf they have still? Yeah, Choice Scarf. Okay, cool. So they still have the Choice Scarf, not anymore, obviously. But they do have nothing on their Rotom right now, so that's great. They've got no ground types. I think they Volt Switch here, so I'm going to Volt Switch myself. They go for a Nasty Plot. Okay, they're plotting. They are plotting, which is scary. We're going to go for a Volt Switch though, and we're going to get a free switch into our Gengar. And Gengar's going to be able to go for a Sludge Bomb here. I'm definitely going for the Sludge Bomb because why not? If they go into Tinkaton, we just Shadow Ball it. I dare say they won't go into the Tyranitar because we could easily have Focus Blast. And we're going to get some nice and powerful leftovers recovery, which is always nice. So with that being said, let's go ahead and go for a Sludge Bomb right now. Let's go for a Sludge Bomb. I think that's the best play. Yeah, we go for a Sludge Bomb here. They definitely don't switch out. Yeah, there we go. See? Down goes the Rotom. So there we go. Right. I was overthinking it a bit at the start of the game. I should have just gone for the attacks that I should have gone for. Should have just gone straight for the Sludge Bomb on the Rotom Mo. I would have been able to keep my Choice Scarf on my Gengar, but it is what it is. Tinkerbell comes in. So Tinkerbell is a good switch here. So, Mold Breaker breaks the mold. We do not... Well, we do actually. I want to get knocked off here. I want my Forretress to be knocked off. So we'll go into our Forretress. And ideally, we have our Choice Scarf knocked off. That's the ideal situation. So they go for a knockoff. That's great. That's great. So they're going to knock off our Choice Scarf, which is great. That's uncrippled my Forretress, which is perfect. Now, however, what do? I think they go Salamence here. So I'm going to go for a Volt Switch real quick. They go for a Stealth Rocks. Interesting. So they go for Stealth Rocks. So we go ahead and switch out with the Volt Switch. What do I go into here? What do I do against this Tinkerbell? It's not going to die to a Shadow Ball from Gengar. That's for sure. So I guess we go Gastrodon, Earth Power? Or do we go Haxorus for the Earthquake? We go Haxorus here. We can actually wreck them. So let's go Blade. I think Haxorus actually wins this for us. So we'll get the Mold Breaker. We're going to break the mold. And we're going to Dragon Dance on this thing. We're going to Terra Steel and we're going to Dragon Dance. I think that's the right play. Terra Steel, Dragon Dance. Let's go for it. So we'll Terra Steel, Dragon Dance real quick. Have they Terra'd already? I don't think they have. So we'll Terra Steel, Dragon Dance, which is great. Absolutely great. There we go. Terra Steel. Go for the Dragon Dance. There we go. We could have just taken it straight out, but I didn't want to. I don't know what that Salamence is doing. If they bring the Salamence in, they go for a Gigaton Hammer. Okay, we're going to eat that up. We eat that up, no problem. So I think the right play for them to do here is, depending on the Salamence set, if it's Terra Steel Salamence, which is special, so I don't think it will be, we go for an EQ. There we go. Take out the Tinkaton with an EQ. There's no way it's living that. There's just no way. There's no way it's living that. Haxorus coming through for us right now. What an absolute monster. In comes Spike. That's going to be the Tyranitar, right? Yeah, it's Tyranitar. So Tyranitar Sandstream is going to be boosted. I feel like they Tera here, so I kind of want to go for an Outrage. I feel like they Tera here because they wouldn't have brought it in otherwise. They wouldn't have brought it in otherwise. They'd have brought the Salamence in. No. I feel like they Tera Flying for some reason. So I'm going to go for an Outrage. I'm going to go for an Outrage. They do Tera. Okay, they do Tera. Okay, so we've predicted the Tera, which is great. Are they going to go Tera Flying to be immune to the Earthquake, or are they going to do something else? Tera Flying. Okay, cool. Yeah, Tera Flying. There we go. So I predicted the Tera Flying, which is not to toot my own horn or anything, but a pretty good play on my part. And we go straight for that +1 Outrage. It should do a lot of damage to this Tyranitar, but it won't take it out as they go for a Dragonance of their own. We do outspeed, though. We outspeed. We outspeed 100%. We 100% outspeed this thing. So Spike's going to get buffed by the Sandstorm, which is great. It's hurt by its own ability when it's in its Terra form, which is always nice. As we go for another Outrage, we're locked in. We kind of have to go for the other Outrage. Outrage comes through. Takes out the Tyranitar. I think they were hoping for a free Dragonance that turn by doing the Tera Flying, but I read it. I'm actually really proud of that play. I'm actually really proud of that play. That was a really good play. In comes Pinky. Pinky is the Pormot, whatever you want to call it. So, we locked into Outrage still. We definitely outspeed. Are they going to go for a Mach Punch? I think they go for a Mach Punch. They're going to withdraw. Interesting. So they withdraw the Pinky. They're going to go into Raw, which is the Salamence. Not sure why. Intimidate, that's why. Intimidate, that's why. So we go for an Outrage. It's going to cleanly take out the Salamence, though. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. We have Lumberry as well, so we're not going to be confused. So this has actually worked out really well for us. There we go. Going to pop my berry. And we should be able to win this before the timer comes up. Haxorus should be able to win this before the timer comes up. In comes Pinky. So Pinky comes in. There we go. Pinky comes in. Unless it's Focus Sash, we should be golden. Unless it's Focus Sash, we should be golden. Earthquake comes through. Takes down the Pormots. And that is going to be the game with 9 seconds remaining. We beat the timer, ladies and gentlemen. We beat the timer. GG, Tyler. That was a really fun game. Very nice. GG and all that stuff. Haxorus put in the work that game, I've got to say. Haxorus definitely put in the work that game. Definitely put in the work that game. But I did make some over predictions at the beginning. I kind of predicted them to do stuff that they just didn't do. So that's my bad. But, you know, I think we did really well there. So thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all the wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.